Every body of water has its regular top spots, spots that consistently produce good catches. The only thing that changes at these top spots are the fish's preferences for the specific baits. This means that if you're clever, you'll keep coming back to the same top spots with slightly different baits to see if it's running well at that moment too. Of course, there are top spots at the Belaya as well, so let's take a look at those top spots. Do you actually need spots at the Belaya? That's 11 meters of gravel path, so isn't it all just one spot? Well, of course, there are more or less spots at the Bella. There are already videos on the Robin TV YouTube channel about this. Just check out the Belaya playlist. Belaya usually means spinning, and since the body of water was modified, it's safe to say that pole fishing works really well here. So now you just need to decide, do you feel like pole fishing? This can already be done at the low-level range, or do you prefer spinning? Let's start all the way up north. Here too, we have a variety of options. The most popular one here is spinning, meaning we can throw out various spinners. I would recommend always casting towards the rocks, then retrieving the spinner along the rocks. Around the rocks, you'll often find spots that work really well for the grayling, but also for the brown trout and chub. In the deeper areas, you can also do bottom fishing, especially for burbot. That's definitely possible here. So if you're looking for the burbot to catch it as a trophy fish for your qualification, this is a good area to search for it. If you're more of a bottom angler and you're after carp, that's possible too, though it's quite specific at the Bella. You can cast towards the lily pad areas on the other side. Carp are occasionally caught there, but they aren't particularly large. It might be worth trying for a record catch. If you walk a bit further, you'll get closer to the mentioned rock and might be able to cast at the rock from both the left and right sides, and maybe even towards this area. You can see the whole area and choose different lines to cast and retrieve, both in the spinning and pole fishing areas, letting your line drift longer. The entire middle section is divided into different areas, including a spinning area. In the more open area, you can regularly catch trout, which is worth it. Further up, you'll often find chub, and a little further down in the area, starting around here, you can frequently catch grayling. That's also worth checking out if you're fishing for grayling. Bottom fishing is also possible here, but you'll need a setup that can cast far enough out, at least 50 meters or more. To reach the very deep areas, you'll need a long cast. Fish like the sterlet, for example, are extremely difficult to catch here, especially in the right sizes. Without a feeding mix, it's also much harder to catch a sterlet here. On the other side, near the kayaks, you can also catch perch on the bottom in the shallow area. Further back, the small bottom-feeding fish mix in as well. In the area around the tree in the water, you can also catch river crabs. For river crabs, a size 14 hook is recommended. The southern area here is also worth fishing, and here I'm talking about the entire area. As a classic spinning angler, or as an angler in general, you need to test, test, test. You have to try out different areas, including spinning left and right along the rocks, as well as pole fishing. Try casting a little further out, then a little closer, try it a bit shallower or a bit deeper. You have to adjust and experiment depending on the weather conditions and temperatures. All of this is explained step by step in the tutorials about how to approach the area here. So definitely try testing with spinners, but also with small spoons, wobblers, and topwater lures. A bit further up is an area that's great for brown trout fishing. Specifically, if you cast in this direction, you'll regularly and fairly reliably catch brown trout. With the right baits, it's always worth testing. Yellow and gold lures work really well for the brown trout. After the modification, this rock area is new and works great, especially for pole fishing. It's really fun to pole fish here because you can comfortably set the rods down and the float will just drift further down. This area works great for pole fishing, but the backside is better suited for bottom fishing. You can find bream and crucian carp there, and especially at night, you can also catch perch. This is classic fishing in the grassy areas, near the grass. This runs all the way through to this area here. You can always try it here, especially for perch fishing. And if you feel like catching carp again, just cast a little further out to the other bank. So much for the Belaya. It's not a huge body of water. If you test around a bit and enjoy trying new things, which every angler should do, you'll have scanned the entire water in 10 minutes, figuring out where to fish and with which bait. Just make 2 or 3 casts. Test the bait. Does it work or not? Change the color, change the shape, and you'll find a working spot here. If this helped and you liked it, give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, don't forget. It really helps me, and then I'll see you in the next video or maybe in a live stream. Until then, tight lines.